Thanks, everyone. I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome. It is May 1st. Oh my god. First day of May.
Yeah, time's
Which means, oh yeah, time is flying by. And that means we've been doing this show for pretty much almost 5 months now.
yeah.
Wow. Anyways, welcome to the show, everyone. I hope everybody had a really good weekend. I sure as hell did. I know you were working, this weekend.
I didn't want to, but I had to.
I went riding like the whole afternoon. I was gone the whole afternoon. I was ATV riding. Saw so many freaking people. Oh my god! And the tracks were busy because it was like 63 degrees out and just freaking beautiful. It was great.
I hope you had a good time.
I did. I'm extremely tired, but it's to be expected. Anyways, so let's get into tonight's episode. So tonight we're going to discuss our personal top 10 favorite wrestling pay-per-views between the years 2002 and 2008. So any pay-per-views before or after those years are not going to be included in this list.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're each going to, rattle off our personal lists and we'll discuss them and stuff like that and explain why we chose what we chose at the end. Does that sound good with everyone?
Well, yeah, they better.
Yeah, we can't hear you guys, so sorry. You better be down with that.
Got 2 words for you.
So good. Okay. So I guess I'll do my list first, and then we'll get to yours, and yeah, we'll continue from there. So my first two, my 10 and 9 are TNA, and the rest are WWE. So I'm just gonna state that from the get-go. So my number 10 was Turning Point 2005. Number 9 is Lockdown 2008. Number 8 is Backlash 2005. Number 7 is Bad Blood 2004. Number 6 is SummerSlam 2002. Number 5 is the Royal Rumble from 2004. Number 4 is WrestleMania 24. Number 3 is WrestleMania 25. Number 2 is WrestleMania 20. And number 1 is Backlash 2004.
That's a very solid list.
Strong and solid.
Strong and solid.
Your turn.
All right. So I'm gonna try to just do it without my list because I had read through it 2 times before we did it to this point. So it's ECW One Night Stand 06, One Night Stand 08. Yeah, I say that I'm not gonna do it without my list. So Backlash 07 is my number 8. Vengeance 06, Unforgiven 06, Vengeance 05, Unforgiven 04, Mania 21, Unforgiven 03, Mania 20, SummerSlam 02.
Wow. Yeah, SummerSlam O2. Now, for those who are listening, I was born in 2002. So obviously, I did not watch anything from 2002. I was just born. I had to look into this stuff after, when I got older. And since I've gotten older, I have looked into a lot of these pay-per-views. And SummerSlam O2 is definitely on my list as number 6. For one reason only, and that is because of the Triple H and Shawn Michaels match. That's kind of what kickstarted the big old rivalry that continued for about 2 years. Oh, where did Dystro go? Okay, so while I wait for Dystro to reconnect, yeah, SummerSlam 02 is really what started their rivalry, and of the Triple H and Shawn Michaels rivalry because I played the story mode on 2K15 of that rivalry, and I'm like, ooh, this is really good. So after I played the game 2K15, I looked into the rivalry more. I'm like, oh, okay, so they started at SummerSlam 02, and they continued on through 2003 and 2004, and they ended up at Bad Blood 04, which also made my list for the same reason. I should have, in my opinion, those two pay-per-views, SummerSlam O2 and Bad Blood O4, were kind of tied in my head, but I had to put them on the list like that in 6 and 7. I really wish I could just put them each as like a tie because they're equal to me. I like them both for the same reason.
Right.
Oh, there you are. Welcome back, Casper.
Don't talk about it.
So what was your number one again?
SummerSlam O2.
Okay, so you put that as number one. Now, why did you pick that for number one?
Well, to be honest, it was just because of the Triple H and Shawn Michaels rivalry, but the main event of Brock versus Rock too.
Oh yeah, damn, you're right. It actually was a pretty phenomenal pay-per-view, if I say so myself. Now, my number one, I put Backlash 04. Now, honestly, that is like one of the most talked about pay-per-views, in my opinion, for one match only, and it was Randy Orton versus Cactus Jack. Because that is what really pushed Randy Orton to stardom. It gave him his stripes, kind of speak, if you guys know what I'm trying to say. Pretty much it shot Randy Orton to the moon. He landed on the moon, all barbed wire and everything.
All there by himself.
Yeah, I love that match. I have the disc here, but you know what sucks? That match fucking got cut out on my disc. My disc has a crack in the middle, just wear and tear from using it. So that's like the only match I can't watch on the freaking disc, which sucks, but I can always just find the match online anyways. But that is one of my favorite matches of all time, believe it or not. Orton versus Cactus Jack at Backlash 04. Now, there's also some other good matches on that pay-per-view, which was like Edge versus Kane. At the time, Edge had a cast on his forearm from like his wrist to his elbow at the time. That as a weapon, obviously. And then we had Shelton Benjamin. I think he had wrestled Ric Flair. He beat Ric Flair, which is freaking mind-blowing. Excuse me.
Getting teared up then, for it.
Yeah, it was. I think that was the opening match, believe it or not. What a freaking victory for Shelton Benjamin. Like, I really wish that WWE would have done more with him. I still feel that way today. Whew.
Stage politics, rare Ted.
Probably.
And plus, Triple H was on the Reign of Terror back then, too. So.
Yeah. Speaking of Triple H, he was in the main event of that pay-per-view. It was the rematch from WrestleMania 20, which was Triple H versus Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus, well, I don't care. We're going to mention him on this show anyways, because as I said before, I respect him as a wrestler, just not for what he did in his personal life. You can still respect a person for their craft, but not the actions they did outside of the business. Chris Benoit, at the time, he was champion. He had beaten Triple H and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 20 for the belt, which is also why WrestleMania 20 is my number 2 because of that match. That match was phenomenal. Freaking 5-star match right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you wonder why I'm saying ouch, ladies and gentlemen, I have a really bad bruise on my leg.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I didn't even show you, Dystro. It's pretty bad. I'll have to send a pic after we're done. Wait, what did you say?
I said, show me after the show.
Yeah, I just said I'll send it to you after the show. WrestleMania 20, another freaking phenomenal freaking pay-per-view right there. Where it all begins again. I love that freaking catchphrase.
Yeah, that was a good paper. That's why I had put it my number 2.
Oh, we had the same number 2.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we have Kurt Angle versus Eddie.
Where
yes. Eddie ended up getting he had his boot pulled off, like he untied it before Kurt Angle put him in the ankle or whatever. Yeah. And his boot came off, and he used his boot when the ref's back was turned or whatever, and he beat freaking Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Eddie was so good at his craft.
He was, honestly. And like I said, I do want to do an episode about Eddie down the road. Maybe that should be a week from today? I don't freaking know. I still have to write down the list for this week for what we're doing. So while I do that, why don't you talk about number 10? What did you pick for number 10?
ECW One Night Stand 06.
Ooh. All right. So what was your favorite match from that one?
Oh God. I would say mixed tag between Dreamer, Funk, and Beulah versus Edge, Foley, and Lita. I would say
Oh, wow.
that was like hardcore as hell. Let me tell you.
Oh, I bet.
But it was just there's two matches that I liked. That one and RVD versus Cena.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Is this that pay-per-view where they booed the shit out of Cena?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. Poor Cena, bro.
He was in enemy territory that night.
Oh, man. That's rough.
But it was nice of RVD to get the W over Cena, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for real. Okay.
But
All right, I got the list down.
yeah, those two matches were like up there with like in the ECW category.
Oh yeah, I didn't put any ECW stuff here because like I didn't really get into ECW until after it was bought out by Vince and stuff, and like John Morrison came to the picture and The Miz and Big Daddy V and all them people. This was like 2007, 2008 when I was a kid. Now let's see. I'm just gonna pick a random one off my list here. I'm gonna go with Lockdown 2008, my number 9 pick. Pretty much almost any Lockdown pay-per-view on TNA was good, to be honest with you. If a match is like in a freaking enclosed freaking prison, steel cage, freaking kind of match, like that's a good match. I love violence. Now, what I wish I could have included on my list, but I could not, unfortunately, because it's from 2012, was Lockdown 2012. I just recently watched that pay-per-view a few months back because it came on Access TV. And man, let me tell you, what a freaking show. I loved it.
What was the main event of that one again?
I don't remember. The only match that comes to mind when I think of Lockdown 2012 was Crimson versus Matt Morgan, because at the time Crimson turned his back on Matt Morgan.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
I believe the main event was James Storm versus Robert Roode.
Oh, that's right.
That's for 2012.
I remember the finish to that.
Yeah, me too. And then for 2008, the main event was Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle. Another good match.
Yeah, literally.
I actually kind of remember that match now I think about it. Samoa Joe defeated Kurt Angle. Oh,
yeah,
my freaking eyes.
It was just like they were like both at their best at that time.
They were, honestly. They really were. And that's what I like so much about TNA. Like, you have your 4 pillars of TNA, like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, and Sting. I honestly would include Sting because he definitely did play a big role in TNA.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's like my 4 pillars of TNA, like my Mount Rushmore kind of thing. So let's fast forward here to what do I want to pick? Who do I want to pick on? Wait a minute. Why did I put WrestleMania 25? Wasn't that from like 2009?
Like yeah, like 2009.
Okay. I'm 1 year off. Is that bad? Like, am I allowed?
I don't really care. It's our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
All right. So let's change the title of this video or episode to Top 10 like pay-per-views from 2002 to 2009. Let's do it that way because that was like those were like the years I really started to get into wrestling at a young age. From 2002 to 2009, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 7 years worth of wrestling. I was like 7 in 2009. I think was I? No, wait. Yeah, I was. As you guys can tell, I'm very tired. But yeah, I'm just gonna put it as that. I apologize for the confusion, everybody. We're gonna do 2002 to 2009. Again, I'm sorry, Dystro. You could have made your list bigger.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
I seriously, every time I think of pay-per-views, one of the first ones I think of is WrestleMania 25. Obviously, with the freaking amazing Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match. Now, this is their first WrestleMania match, of the two, because they had a rematch the following year in 2010 at WrestleMania 26. Unfortunately, Shawn lost both of them, which, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we all saw it coming. I definitely didn't see it coming when Brock beat The Undertaker in 2014 at WrestleMania 30. But that's for another day. We might do another episode of this like this again, but with pay-per-views from 2010 to I don't know, 2020. We could probably do that if you want.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to look at.
Yeah, so I think we'll do that sometime in the future. But anyways, WrestleMania 25. So that was one. Well, let me think here.
That was like when Punk won the Money in the Bank 2 times in a row.
What year did they introduce the Money in the Bank match? Was it that WrestleMania or was it a different one?
That was Mania 21.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was a little off. Okay, I'm looking at the match card right now. Oh, yeah, main event was Orton and Triple H.
Yeah, at 25, yeah.
Yeah, Triple H defeated Orton. This is for the WWE title. We also had Mysterio versus JBL. I do remember that match. I have seen it. Rey Mysterio ended up winning, obviously, because, he's king shit. Like you said, CM Punk won the Money in the Bank ladder match. This is before Money in the Bank became a pay-per-view, right?
I think within like next year, I believe.
I can
Or
look that
no,
up.
it was after 2010. It became a pay-per-view.
Really? It says following the WrestleMania in March 2010, the match concept was spun off into its own pay-per-view in July of 2010.
Yeah. So it was
Wow.
like after Mania when Jack Swagger won it.
It was after WrestleMania 26.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I never knew that. It's good to know. You learn something new every day, I guess. So let's talk about your list a little bit more. So what else did you put on your list that we have not mentioned yet?
I put Mania 21, but we just talked about it. I put Unforgiven 03 on there.
That's one I have not checked out yet.
Unforgiven 03 was a good one because I think it had Shane versus Kane in a last man standing match, I believe.
Hold on, let me go take a looky here.
And I think it had Triple H versus Shawn, I believe.
Oh, was this also during their freaking feud? Oh yeah, because it lasted till 2004.
Yeah, till Bad Blood. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Bad Blood 04 on my list. That's the end of their feud, I believe. And then they reunited in 2005, 2006? As
Um.
BX.
Yeah, for DX. Yeah.
The main event for Unforgiven 03 was Triple H versus Goldberg.
Oh yes, because at Survivor Series that year, it was Triple H versus Goldberg again, but Goldberg won.
Goldberg won in this one too.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then, like you said, Kane versus Shane, last man standing. We had Shawn Michaels versus Orton. Ooh, that actually sounds pretty cool. Um, what else? We had Christian versus Rob Van Dam and Chris Jericho in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. That's interesting enough.
I think Unforgiven the next year it was Christian versus Jericho in a ladder match for the IC title, I believe.
Damn. So what was wait, what was your number 3?
Let me have a look. See. Number 3 was Unforgiven 03.
Okay.
My number 5 was Unforgiven 04.
Okay. Oh, I know one we haven't talked about yet. My number 5, which was the Royal Rumble 04. Oh man, I was actually really surprised that Benoit took out Big Show to win, and Benoit started from number 1.
The funny thing is, it's like it took a long Big Show over the top rope, and
literally only one man eliminated him. Was freaking Benoit. It took one man to eliminate Big Show.
And that's where, like, Holly and Brock Lesnar had their title match. And Triple H and Shawn Michaels had their last man standing match when it went to a draw.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is like they're kind of nearing the end of their feud somewhat. This is the year they ended. Let me see, what else was Royal Rumble 04 all about? Obviously, like I said, Benoit won the Rumble.
It had Eddie versus Chavo. I know that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, so Triple H versus Shawn Michaels ended in a draw.
Yeah, because both were bloody, as of course. And, like, I think Shawn had went for the Sweet Chin Music, and they both fell. And it was either Earl, I think it was Earl, that counted the 10, and he was just like, ring the bell!
Ring the fucking bell! Oh yeah, we also had Evolution versus the Dudley Boys. Batista and Ric Flair, obviously.
Woo!
Nice. That's cool. Damn. Is there any other ones on your list that you'd like to talk about?
Oh. How about Backlash 07?
Backlash 07. I have heard of that one.
That was, like, just coming off of Mania 23, too.
Let me take a look and see here. Edge is the freaking cover of the freaking pay-per-view.
Yeah,
oh! Okay. Nice. The main event was a fatal. Okay, I do remember this pay-per-view. I do. I've seen this match a million times. It was that freaking fatal 4-way match between Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Edge, and Randy Orton. I have seen this match plenty of times. It is a classic.
Yeah.
The freaking finish is hilarious. Freaking, you go to like a freaking RKO and a spear and a freaking Sweet Chin Music, and Cena landed on freaking Cena landed on one of them. I think it was either Orton or Edge. Cena won. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that was a good finish, though.
It was.
Also,
we also had. I think we're say the same thing, weren't we?
Taker for Batista and last man.
Yeah. Yeah, it ended in a draw.
It's always last man standing matches, like when they don't want to put the other guy over, or it's like they don't want their champion to lose. It's like they always do a draw.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I did notice that. It's like kind of weird.
But I mean, hey, it makes a creative finish.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can pull this one up. Where is it? Right here. So I have one last pay-per-view I'm going to discuss on tonight's episode. Let me see. Where is it? It is Turning Point 2005, which was my number 10. Now, I think I've seen this one. I know I've seen Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles, which is one of the best matches record for a pay-per-view. Was Turning Point 05, Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. Samoa Joe won by technical submission. It was for the TNA X Division title at the time. I guess the X Division, AJ and Samoa Joe were actually in that. Damn. now look at when you fast forward a few years later, like now they were like freaking world champion for TNA. Like that's mind blowing.
Yeah, and I was supposed to say, wasn't Daniels in that division as well during that time?
I have no idea. I just have only seen parts of the pay per view. Again, this is 2005. I was 3. I wasn't watching yet. I had to look into this a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah. I guess Sabu was also in this pay per view. Sabu wrestled against the Monster Abyss in the Barbed Wire Massacre match. I guess it's stipulation.
Yeah, that was the first time they ever did that stipulation.
Obviously, if Sabu's in a match, you know damn well it's going to be good.
And bloody.
Oh. Sabu defeated Abyss in that match.
You know, it's like it boggles me that they couldn't push the guy to they couldn't push Abyss to higher than he was.
Right. They put him it seems like they put him in these weird stories, and then they put him with the tag team division, and I think they put him with Matt Morgan at one point.
Yeah.
So for this pay-per-view, the main event was for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. It was Jeff Jarrett versus Rhino, with Jeff Jarrett coming out on top.
Of course he did.
I probably got a little bit of shade for this. Here just have them wrestlers you just can't seem to get into. Well, Jeff Jarrett is one of them. I have never liked Jeff Jarrett. Even since I was a kid when I was watching TNA, I could never get into him. I can't.
Yeah, it's just because of his backstage politics and stuff like that during the time, and then what he's doing back then, he was just being an ass backstage.
Yeah. I'm okay. Oh, we should do an episode about this too, about the Jeff Jarrett Kurt Angle thing, how Jeff Jarrett is with Kurt Angle's now ex-wife. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that's a whole can of worms.
What happened? I've been trying to read up on this, but apparently him and Jeff are friends, and they still talk and visit and shit like that. I'm a little lost. I'm sorry. That's just a little weird.
I think it was just probably a storyline, I believe. I don't quote me on this. But
they're actually together.
Yeah. But it was before Karen Angle had left Kurt Angle. I think it was
Ouch.
it was a storyline that they did or something. I really don't know because I didn't look into it. I haven't looked into it. But it's very interesting. It made for interesting TV. Let me tell you that.
Apparently, before they divorced, she was already dating Jeff Jarrett, and they were separated. I'm literally reading this right now. Karen, at the time her last name was Angle. Karen filed for divorce in 2008. It was not finalized until October of 2008. However, Karen was romantically linked to TNA co-founder Jeff Jarrett in 2009. However, the relationship was said to have started while Kurt and Karen were separated. Now, there is a difference between divorced and separated. Divorced is literally in paper. It's confirmed in writing. Separated does not have to be confirmed in writing per se.
Yeah, it just boggles me.
It's just not right. How the fuck did Kurt feel after that? How are him and Jeff still friends after this?
I mean, I guess they just put it past them because it's at the end of the day, they beat each other's asses.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's blood was shed, but it's you can't fix the past, and you can't right wrongs sometimes, but it's what's done is done.
Oh, it's just so fucking weird. Like, I'm sorry. Like, they're still friends. They still go to visit, and like, she's married to Jeff. Like, oh my god. I'm sorry. I just find it so weird.
It's like these are like future episodes that we're probably gonna do. So I would write them down, Marissa. Just like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just like there's like so many like different stories that goes on backstage, like like some backstage people being like, okay, like I don't want to like have this guy in our group. Like it was just like oh god, when Evolution was being formed back in the day before Batista came along, they were gonna have Mark Jindrak join their group,
Oh wow.
and Triple H was like, nah, I don't want him in our group. Like he's just too green. He's not gonna make it in the biz and all that stuff. And then like they replaced him with Batista. So
Yeah.
like that kind of like sounds fucked up, right? Like, okay, like
I
it's just like that's crazy.
uh anyways, that's gonna do it for our list, ladies and gentlemen. Um to those of you who have stuck around to the very end, we definitely appreciate your support. Now, for this Thursday coming up, I'm going to pull up my list. We're going to actually we're actually going to redo one of our Spotify episodes that we did that unfortunately did get deleted. We're going to redo it on here just for you guys. That means I have to write down everything again for this episode, but it's okay. This Thursday, we're going to discuss the most anticipated music releases of 2022. Now, I am a little late redoing this episode because some of the music releases that we had mentioned on Spotify have either had some changes or they've already come out. Um, and speaking of that, May 6th is coming up, and there are 3 freaking album releases on May 6th from 3 groups. Who do you guys think it is? Let us know. I already know who they are, but you guys will have to wait till Thursday to hear about it. So be sure to tune in on Thursday for that episode. So yeah, if you have already listened to it on Spotify before it got deleted, don't worry. I think I've heard of some new stuff that is in the works with some music groups that I did not discuss on Spotify. So it means I'm going to listen to the radio and listen up because I've heard a lot of shits coming out this year. So yeah, that'll be Thursday. I'm not going to announce next Sunday's episode quite yet because I'm not 100% sure on it. But yeah, so thank you guys for sticking to the end. If you have, we appreciate your support, and we will see you guys on Thursday. Bye.
Bye bye.